Is $4 gas the new reality? Joining me now is Congressman Fleming of Louisiana, who serves on the House Natural Resources Committee. Thank you very much, sir, for spending some time with us on Follow the Money. Well, what about it? Mr. Obama seems to want to make this world tour. He wants to shake a lot of hands, maybe garner a lot of votes around the world, a lot of support around the world, I should say. Meanwhile, people at the pump today are going to pay $4 a gallon. Something's got to change.
Well, absolutely, Eric. And, you know, gas prices, I don't care what anybody says, are a function of supply and demand like any other commodity. And the president has been fighting us tooth and nail in natural resources and certainly those who are producing oil and gas and other fuels in allowing us to produce the amount necessary to get those prices down, Eric. Again, with the first a moratorium, then a slowatorium on permitting offshore, the attacks on natural gas, which is a very big play in my personal district, going after hydrofracking, and then the statements that have been made by the president, by Mr. Chu, and also Mr. Salazar, all saying, you know, it might be a good thing to see higher gas prices because that makes alternative fuels maybe somewhat competitive in the future.
Sir, I've been on record as saying the four pillars of gas prices, Chu, Salazar, Obama, and Lisa Jackson from the EPA, they're really, you know, Darrell Issa, for example, says that they're intentionally keeping gasoline prices high. What do you say to that accusation?
I would agree with that. I think everything in their behavior is consistent with that. And if you look at their ideology, the way that they want to model our economy after Western Europe, where gas prices are deliberately in the $8 to $10 range, and the fact that the alternative forms of energy can't cut it in the competitive environment. Just the other day, T. Boone Pickens announced that he's throwing in the towel on wind turbines because he knows that natural gas is just a much better form of energy.
All right, let's call it. The Secretary of Energy, Stephen Chu, has said he thinks we should have $8 or $9 or $10 gallon of gasoline like Europe does to drive us to the green agenda. Salazar, Interior Secretary Salazar, tells us, well, he's going to slow down the permitting of offshore drilling. Lisa Jackson's EPA has done nothing but strangle the pipeline for getting gasoline to the driver, driving up prices. And Mr. Obama sits on top of all these. Who's really to blame? Which one? Can you point a finger at one?
Well, I think it's the entire agenda, the left-wing agenda linked with the environmentalists. They're working together in concert, but in secret. They put the rhetoric out front that, hey, we want to get those gas prices down. But the real problem, in their view, is the big bad oil companies. And, hey, why don't we go out and tax them more? How in the world would that drive prices down? It would make them go up because it would be passed down to the consumer.
All right, Mr. Congressman, thank you very much. Appreciate it.